up a kid from soccer practice, baseball practice, and all of that yuck being brought into your home carpets or onto your hardwood or tile. And Zero Res actually has something that can help. They can handle every single surface in your homes like carpets, tile, grout, hardwood, LVP, stone, upholstery, rugs, and even air ducts. I've recently used Zero Res and they do an amazing job. And I have pets, okay? And my pets might be dirtier than your kids. Actually, after further review, probably not. But this month, get Zero Resified starting at just $45 per room and get an air duct cleaning starting at just $4.99. You owe it to yourself and to your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res right now at 480-507-2419 or go online at ZeroResPhoenix.com and say you want the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards. It all spells the same. Zero Res.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
Little Dealer, Little Prices is making history. Our 50-plus locations are opening their doors for our grand opening event. May 14th through the 17th, spin to win discounts, 20% off repairs, and enter to win a free RV. Visit Little Dealer, Little Prices. Terms and conditions may apply. See dealer for details.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
The Wednesday edition of the lunch break right here, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, and we're hanging out with all of you today here on the show. Producer Evan, how do we feel? It's a Wednesday, middle of the week.
Happy Wednesday,
the toughest
everybody.
day of the week to get through.
Is that what they say?
They call it hump day for a reason.
Yeah, but I just thought that was because it was in the middle.
Well, it just, I think you're the furthest away from the weekend that you just had, and you're still 2 full days away from the upcoming weekend.
I just always see the hardest day of the week as Tuesday.
I think Thursday's sometimes a difficult day.
Really?
Because you feel like you're past the middle of the week, so you feel like you're at the end, but you get to work on Thursday and you realize, hey, I've got 2 full days. Now, for us, listen, I love what we do.
I'm not complaining at all. I just think that Thursday comes with its own perks, you know? People on Thursday, you got 1 day left. When you come home from work, you still feel good. You come home from work on a Tuesday, there's really not many redeeming qualities.
Right. Monday, you can still kind of get away with. Yesterday was still the weekend. I feel a little refreshed.
And maybe I'm looking at it from a fall perspective, but Monday, sometimes I got Monday Night Football.
Monday football, Thursday football. We're probably going to have Friday football at some point.
Tuesday, Wednesday, what am I watching? The MAC?
Easy. Don't be disrespectful to Maction, okay?
I
Nothing
love
better
Maction.
than some Maction.
Toledo versus Bowling Green on a Tuesday night, sign me up.
Well, we'll get through this Wednesday together here on the show. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And we'll have to get through it all together because it was not a good night last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And in particular, it was not a good night for Zac Gallen. There is one word, I think, that describes Zac Gallen right now, and that word is broken.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Yes, the Diamondbacks lost last night. That's a problem. Yes, the offense still is mostly struggling. That is also a problem. But the major storyline, the major problem coming out of last night's game is once again, it was a rough day at the office for Zac Gallen. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 7 earned runs. The stat that's probably the most important, the 2 home runs that he allowed. He's allowed 17 earned runs in the month of May. 17 earned runs over 3 starts this month. 6 earned runs in his 5 starts in the month of April. Something is wrong with Zac Gallen. Yes, in general, this is sort of the pitcher that he is. But I don't think he's a 5.65 ERA bad pitcher. Is he the guy who's the number one, who's the ace, who's going to pitch to a sub-3 ERA? With each passing day, with each passing start, we get further and further from that reality. We are removed from that being a distinct possibility. You have to accept Zac Gallen for what he is at this point, but what we have seen over the last 3 starts, I don't think is actually the pitcher he can be at this stage of his career. But last night, it was everything. It was velocity that was down across the board on everything that he threw. It was a home run on the second pitch of the game. And it's a guy who in 3 starts this month is pitching to an ERA in the double digits. Zac Gallen is broken. Zac Gallen is basically an automatic loss right now for the Diamondbacks. You couldn't say that at the beginning of the year. I know nobody was bought into what Zac Gallen was after the trade deadline last year. They thought it was a small sample size. They didn't think he could repeat that. He had a 2.19 ERA in April over 5 starts. Pitched against the Tigers. Won that 1-0 start against Tarek Skubal. Outdueled Tarek Skubal. Pitched twice on a road trip. First against the Mets, then against the Phillies. A road trip where the Diamondbacks were wildly successful. Faced Toronto. Allowed just 2 earned runs in 5 2/3. And then pitched 3 innings against the Padres. And then the calendar flipped to May, and Zac Gallen somehow got broken. It's like when you drop the toy and it just breaks into a million pieces. I mean, that's what it feels like right now for Zac Gallen. And it doesn't feel like there's an easy path out of this. Because I tried last week when we talked about the meeting that Torrey had with the starting rotation. Zac Gallen's start was the worst start last week. The 4 runs that he allowed against the Pirates. That was the worst start that entire turn through since Torey Lovello called all the pitchers into his office and said, well, we got to be better. I got to call a meeting because this is not going to work. You guys are way more talented than what you're putting out right now, and we need you to do more. We need you to be better. In the turn that followed that meeting, Zac Gallen had the worst start of that group. The 4 earned runs over the 6 innings. And I tried to get up here and say, listen, if that's the worst start you're going to get, you can manage. If that's the worst outing that a starter is going to give you, you're going to win a decent amount of baseball games. I tried to put lipstick on a pig. I tried to dress it up and make 4 runs over 6 innings look like it was okay because you were getting great starts elsewhere. Merrill Kelly looks like he's back. Eduardo Rodriguez continues to be the ace of this staff. Ryan Nelson had a huge performance last Friday. Michael Soroka has looked good twice since that meeting. So you can accept one spot in your rotation being just okay. And Zac Gallen was just okay against Pittsburgh. I can't dress up last night. I can't dress up 7 earned runs in 4 2/3. I can't dress up 2 home runs. I can't dress up 17 runs allowed in 3 starts in the month of May. I can't dress up a 10.67 ERA. Can't do it. It is an automatic loss right now with Zac Gallen. It wasn't always the case. It wasn't always the case this season, but recently, the last 3 starts, this is like the 3-start stretch that Merrill Kelly went through after he made his debut against Baltimore. Now, hopefully, Zac Gallen can have his Merrill Kelly against the Mets start his next turn out. But right now, you have a guy that you paid $20+ million to. You brought back on a 1-year deal to be a major piece to your rotation. And right now, that guy is not getting it done. And right now, you have zero faith, zero confidence that when Zac Gallen takes the ball, that the Diamondbacks have a chance to win. And that is so frustrating to say out loud because for all the hatred that I think Zac Gallen gets, he had a really good April. April was a really solid month for him. And the wheels have completely fallen off. And so now the Diamondbacks and Zac Gallen and Brian Kaplan and everybody involved on this team right now, they have to get together. They've got to put all their thoughts together, and they've got to find a way out of this because they need Zac Gallen to be better than what he was.
Simply put, it's not good enough, and it hasn't been good enough for, I would say, a majority of the year. Yes, April was very good for Zac. It wasn't good early in March. It hasn't been good in May. And it seemingly continues to be an issue that these big innings or these big starts for Zac go south. I don't really know what to say anymore. I think that's just the pitcher he is now, where you can get these flashes of what was, former Zac Gallen. But I think, in all honesty, he is the pitcher he is. And what we saw at the second half of last year, that is the outlier over the last few years. That is not the standard. That is the outlier. You shouldn't expect that every time out. You should expect to start like last night. And from the opening jump, second pitch of the game, obviously Jock Peterson hits a ball, 150 miles an hour. It was still going up as it went out.
I'll take the under on 150, but point taken.
And from that point on, you're like, oh, this is over. Because it is a two-way street. But you knew that at that point, that wasn't all he was giving up. And then you also knew that this offense can't score more than 3 runs right now. So
right. With the state of this offense right now, you just can get the feeling that there's a certain amount of runs that the other team scores where we're not going to win this game tonight. And where I'll push back, and this is where I get accused of being a Zac Gallen defender, and I'll wear the badge with pride. What he has been over these last 3 starts, and this is objectively true, I can give you the numbers again, is not the pitcher that he was the first 2 months of the season.
No.
Now, he's not the pitcher that he was the second half or post-trade deadline last year. I'll give you that. This isn't the pitcher that he was those brilliant years in, 22 and 23. Granted, I will concede all of that ground to you. But what he has done over the last 3 starts, the 17 earned runs in 3 starts, is not the pitcher he was in April. In April, he's a guy that you could give the ball to every 5th day. In April, he was a guy that you thought, we've got a chance to win. These last 3 starts, you don't have a chance. You've lost all 3 of these starts, 7-4, 4-2, 6-5. And again, the start against Pittsburgh, the best of those three, you don't stand a chance with the offense being as bad as it is right now. So something is wrong. The velocity was down last night. That's probably thing number one that I would look at. I don't know if it's a sequencing issue in terms of how he's attacking these guys. He's given up 4 home runs this month. He's given up 4 home runs in his last 3 starts. He gave up 2 home runs in April and the 1 start he had in March. 4 home runs in his last 3 starts. He had 2 in his previous 6.
And when he's going bad, it's the long ball. It's people squaring him up. He doesn't have hitters off balance anymore.
Well, and this was always going to be the problem when his velocity started to dip just in general over the last couple of years on his 4-seamer. I can go back in the archives. I can find conversations that we had on this show where it was like, Zach's going to have to do this differently now. He doesn't have that fastball that can overwhelm guys. The fastball sets up the knuckle curve, right? That's the bread and butter for Zac Gallen. But if the fastball isn't being respected, it creates a mess for him to try to deal with. And he's tried to tinker with adding other stuff to the arsenal to make them respect the fastball more, but nothing's been able to really stick consistently. And so that leads you to the 3-start stretch that he currently finds himself in. But right now, he is unpitchable.
You can't throw him out there. You can't.
Well, we're going to talk about this in a little bit. I don't know what you do.
In good faith for this baseball team, you can't send him out there and think you're going to win.
Well, not with the way he's pitching, not with the way this offense is producing right now. No, it feels like you're not doing this, but it just feels like you're giving up a game. You're just conceding.
Michael over on the YouTube said he could hit a home run off of him. He's 68.
I'll sell that. I know buyer sells an hour too. I'll sell that right now.
Obviously not, Michael, but I think that's the point, right? Like at some point it feels like that. I want to know, what was the exit velocity? Let's find it.
I mean, how about this? Well, you're looking up that exit velo last night. Shout out D-back stats and info. From 2023 and 2024, so 2 seasons. Zac Gallen was 31-15 with a 3.54 ERA. His last 2 seasons, so what we've seen of this year and last year, he's 14-19 with a 4.97 ERA.
109.1.
What happened from 24 to 25? I'll tell you what happened because D-back stats and info provides the chart. The swing and miss on the sinker has evaporated. They are not respecting his fastball. They're just not. They are not respecting any of his stuff, and it allows them to lay off the knuckle curve.
And you look under the hood, it's not like he's getting unlucky. Like this year, he's posted, a 5.65 ERA. His expected is a 5.38. Yeah, he's getting slightly unlucky. The expected batting average against is a 2.94. As far as a fastball, he's one of the worst in the league.
It's a problem right now. It's a problem. And in a little bit, we're going to go through all of the different things that they can do about it. But I'll tell you, there's not an easy answer to this. Well, there is an easy answer to it. I just don't think you're going to like what the easy answer to this is.
And you go back, so this year, he has a -1 fastball run value, according to Baseball Savant, right? StatCast. I'm a huge nerd. In 2022, 18.
Yeah, well, listen,
96 percentile.
He's not that pitcher anymore.
And then,
there isn't a change that he can make that's going to make him the 2022 version.
But even
can
last,
he be the 23 version? Can he be the 24 version?
Even last year, he posted, he was 74th percentile, a 6 fastball run value. This year, he's in the negative.
And again, this is proving my point. What he has been over the last 3 starts is not who he is as a pitcher at this stage of his career.
But I think he's a mid-4s pitcher. I don't think he's a sub-4 ERA guy anymore. I just don't. What has he showed you that's redeeming to think that?
You're going to point to the way he ended last year and the way he started this year. Again, April was really good. So that's not a insignificant amount of starts. This just has blown up on him in the last 3. The velocity was down last night. Is he dealing with something? What's going on? There's got to be an answer because, again, I don't use the term broken lightly, but it feels broken right now. You don't have the start that he's had to the season. And again, not a Cy Young candidate, not even the ace of the staff. I would give that award to Eduardo Rodriguez, but a good enough pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Somebody that can help them win baseball games. And then all of a sudden, like that, is flipped to 17 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Something is wrong. Something is off. What that is, that's what the Diamondbacks are going to have to try to figure out. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chime away on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, the NFL schedule gets released tomorrow. We don't know the Cardinals' schedule just yet, but there's one thing about their schedule we do know, and it's not good. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? You know, Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
The O-Line Committee Podcast. 16 years of NFL trenches experience. Talking football every week.
What was something you had or most important to wear on game day? What block they put it on the horses before they race? He had to put it on with gloves. Like, I remember I'd walk by and, burn the eyes. They'd be like, what is that? He's like, I gotta ask, can't afford it. Right, you just walk away.
The O-Line Committee Podcast with Jay, the Rhino, and Mackie on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're invited to a very special evening with Boz Scaggs, live in concert. Rhythm Review Tour 2026. Boz Scaggs performing all the hits and more for one night only. Live at Mesa Arts Center, Saturday, September 26th. Boz Scaggs, live in Mesa, Arizona. Get tickets now at mesaartscenter.com.
If you're a pro, you know you need paint and primer fast. And the Home Depot has you covered with same-day or next-day deliveries so you can stay on site and on schedule. Get high-quality Behr paints and Kills primers delivered right to your job site. And with the Home Depot app, reordering is faster than ever. Just pick your paint, track your order, and get your go-to color in no time. No delays, no extra trips, just the paint and primer you need when you need it. The Home Depot. How pros get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, NewACUnit.com.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Now that the Lakers have been swept out of the playoffs by the Thunder, the obvious questions have begun. Has LeBron James already played his last NBA game? Or did he just play his last game as a Laker? We don't know because he insists he doesn't know. And even though he's got the nickname La Cap, I might actually believe him. Because even if he does want to grind out another year or two, for the first time ever, he's not holding the hammer. And will have to take his first pay cut ever, and he's not going to like either one of those things. Now, in his defense, he probably didn't like being option number 3 in the Lakers offense either, but he ultimately did accept that role. Ask me, there is no way he just played his last NBA game. But the Lakers will prioritize locking up Austin Reeves over LeBron. And if there's not enough paper to go around or enough talent to surround this big three with, then yes, he may have already played his last game as a Laker. And then he could take his talents back to Cleveland a third time after burning them once before. I'm Jim Rome.
O'Reilly.
Restore your tires shine and protect them from sun fading at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall tire dressing. Plus receive 4 times O Rewards points. Coverall stays where it's sprayed and delivers a long-lasting shine. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
ASU Baseball enters its final regular season series over on KAZG 1440. Join the Sun Devils this Thursday afternoon as they take on Houston. Head coach Lee Bloomquist is more than ready to have his final series of the regular season start with a win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Houston this Thursday afternoon. A pregame starting at 4:15 p.m. and first pitch at 4:30 over on KAZG 1440.
I've got a number for you, producer Evan. And I have a number for all of you listening out there as you await the Cardinals' schedule to get released tomorrow. And that number is 538. Now, when I think of 538, I think of Nate Silver, used to work at ESPN, ABC, data guy who did the election stuff and the sports predictions. That's what I think of when I think of 538.
The new guy, Steve Kornacki.
I'm a John King guy.
Really?
I love John King at the big board.
Kornacki's awesome. I mean, anybody who's doing the NFL MLB playoffs.
It's true. He does.
The Kentucky Derby and the election. That guy plays in so many different realms.
He is versatile.
Yes,
he's
extremely.
He's a jack of all trades.
Yes.
I will give him that. 538. What does that number mean to all of you? I'll tell you what it means. Because that is the strength of schedule. That is the opponent's winning percentage of the teams on the Cardinals' schedule this year. That is their winning percentage from last year. Meaning, the teams that they are facing this year in 2026 and a little bit in 2027, last year combined to be a above 500 football team, winning at a 54% clip. I'll add on a little bit more context. There are only 2 schedules in the NFL that on paper are harder than that. The Miami Dolphins at a 542 opponents win percentage last year, and the Chicago Bears at a 550 opponents winning percentage last year. Now, this is not a cut and dry statistic that you can use. Teams change. There are going to be teams that the Cardinals face that had injuries last year or had career years from guys last year that aren't going to have those injuries this year, aren't going to have those career years this year, right? They play Kansas City this year. Kansas City's record last year isn't an actual true reflection of their talent level as a team. Patrick Mahomes was hurt, right? So sure, it's kind of a rough draft version of how tough your schedule is, but it doesn't paint a full picture. But it is just more proof of what your eyes can tell you when you look at the teams on paper. Cardinals have a pretty hard schedule. Now, Warren Sharp, who we mentioned here on this show quite a bit, who does a lot of data and analytical breakdowns, he gets to his strength of schedule a little differently. He views it through the lens of the win totals. That puts the Cardinals at the worst schedule in the NFL. I saw a CBS sports story that ranked the Cardinals schedule as the hardest in all of football. So whichever way you want to slice it, the Cardinals have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. We know this. We know this well before the order of the games gets released to us. And by the way, if you were thinking about planning some international travel this year to see the Cardinals play, you can cancel those plans. The Cardinals will not be traveling internationally this season. I love how the NFL has this day where they release the schedule. And then in the days leading up to the schedule release, we get this slow drip of, these are the international games. Oh, these are a couple of the Monday night games. They just like to keep themselves in the news in the lead up. And by the way, by the time we get on the air tomorrow, it's a pretty decent chance that the Cardinals schedule will have already been leaked. Like that, it's
most likely.
Decent chance we'll know the order. But we know who the teams are. We don't know what the order is going to look like. I'm not sure it matters what the order looks like. It's a very hard schedule. Now, we're going to do this on probably Friday's show. Again, depends on if we actually have the Cardinals schedule tomorrow. I like to view the schedule through the lens of the quarterbacks that they will be facing. That, to me, is a better gauge of how tough of a path is this. Not how many wins and losses a team had last year. How difficult is it going to be for the Cardinals to be in this game because they're facing Patrick Mahomes or they're facing Matthew Stafford twice a year? I look at it through the lens of, let's look at the quarterback matchups. Jacoby Brissett versus, they don't have Cincinnati on their schedule, but Joe Burrow. Jacoby Brissett versus Lamar Jackson. Like, I look at it through the lens of, let's compare the quarterbacks. And so we'll do that on Friday. We'll go through the schedule in order, and I guarantee you right now there's going to be a stretch of probably 3 or 4 games where they run through a quarterback gauntlet this upcoming season.
Think about just the quarterbacks in their division.
Yeah, but those games kind of get spread out a little bit. You play those teams that combine 6 times.
I know, but it may be on to bookend a stretch in the middle.
Well, you know that the last 2 games of the season will be divisional in some capacity, more than likely. So they'll have, some combination of Purdy, Stafford, Darnold, those 3 to end the season. And if you have, Kansas City right behind that, Mahomes into those 2, there's going to be some pockets where you go, I don't think the Cardinals stand a chance. Hence why their win total in Vegas is as low as it is. I think it's like 4.5. I don't need to know the order to know this is going to be a really hard schedule. Based on the numbers I just shared with you, based on the quarterback example that we're going to use on Friday, the exercise we'll do on Friday, the win totals, they're only projected to win 4.5 games. How do you think Vegas comes up with that number? They don't know the schedule, but they can look at the teams on paper. They know who the Cardinals are going to play. They do the exercise. They go, this team's not going to win a lot of games. Doesn't matter when they play them. Doesn't matter how you order the games. The Cardinals not as good as a lot of these teams. It is going to be a hard schedule. It's going to be a hard schedule when it comes out. It's going to be a hard schedule when we go through it next September. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a really difficult schedule when we play the win-loss game on Friday.
It's going to be impossible.
I'm going to tell you ahead of time I have a bias. I have a bias on Friday. I'm going to try to get them to 5 wins.
It's going to be impossible.
I'm going to probably twist myself in a pretzel, but it is my goal to try to get them to 5 wins.
It is going to be impossible to be very positive when playing the win-loss game on Friday.
Well, we're going to try to get the weekend started right with a little positivity. At least I am. That is my bias.
And your positivity is getting them to 5 wins.
Yes. My positivity is getting them to their win total in Vegas and having a 5-win team in the first year in which they have a brand new offensive-minded head coach and they use the number 3 overall pick on a running back. Yes. My version of positivity is, can we get this team to 5 wins? That's the bar. Can I clear it on Friday? We'll find out together. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. We're chatting away over there. There's a lot of comments about how the Cardinals schedule is not great for them. Yeah. We'll know it officially tomorrow, but you don't need to know it officially to just look at the teams that are on the schedule to know. Doesn't matter what order you put it in, it's going to be tough. When we come back, We started the show by saying he's broken. What can the Diamondbacks do about it? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Hurt in a crash? Call the accident attorneys at Sweet James, 800-9-MILLION. The system is rigged. Insurance companies protect themselves. Sweet James protects you. $2 billion won. 500 trials, 98% winning record. They put power and respect on your side. Pay no fees unless they win. 800-9-MILLION. 800-900-0000. And SweetJames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-MILLION. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Somber presents You Are the Reason Tour. Fresh from selling out shows all around the world. See Somber live in Glendale. Desert Diamond Arena, October 14th, with special guests Tom Odell and The Help. Get tickets now at sombermusic.com.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wekopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
In Arizona, we expect big things. The Grand Canyon, wide open skies. And now there's Jumbo Buck Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery. They're bigger than big. They're jumbo. They've got jumbo prizes up to $1 million, jumbo bonus multipliers, and a jumbo promotion with $2 million in Players Club prizes with a grand prize of $1 million. So go for big. Go for jumbo and play Jumbo Buck Scratchers today. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
When I scraped my car in that parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
At Banner Health, we don't wait for the future. We build it. We're finding new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with a patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. It's no small work. But to us, it's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Does LeBron want to play another year, 2 years? How important is maybe going someplace to win another title? Going back to Cleveland, you bookend your career. The money aspect of it, the Lakers with Austin Reeves, it's Luka's team. How do you surround him? What do you surround him with? I thought LeBron did a pretty admirable job. In the playoffs, I thought he played pretty well. Now, there are times when he looks like he's 41, which is understandable. But he's not my lead dog.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KTUS AM 1060.
We opened today's show by saying that Zac Gallen is broken. And I think it's easier to say that he's broken than it is to come up with how they fix him. But that is what I want to do right now. And I think in order to do this, we have to go the full range of outcomes. So, producer Evan, I need your help to make sure I don't miss anything. These are the things that the Diamondbacks can do with Zac Gallen. I'm not saying they should do these things. I'm not saying they're going to do these things. I'm just putting it out there. These are all of the options on the table. They can trade Zac Gallen. They can DFA Zac Gallen. They can, if he approves it, send him down. Send to Reno. They can move him to the pen. And then the fifth one, I'll say it out loud so the Diamondbacks don't have to say it out loud because they can't say it out loud. We could have an IL stint for Zac Gallen. Something may be bothering him. We'll just give you 15 days.
He's got a back issue.
Yeah. Elbow. Something doesn't feel right. I got shoulder discomfort. Just away from the team for 15 days. And trust me, teams do this all the time. Not supposed to, but teams play some games with the injured list all the time. Did I miss anything? Is there anything on there that I missed?
Nope, I think that's it.
Trade, DFA, send to Reno, move him to the pen, and IL stint.
Those are the options.
Those are the options. Let me tell you what they're not going to do. They're not going to trade him. Cross that one off. They're not going to trade him because I don't think there's a market for Zac Gallen. And there's not a market for Zac Gallen, I think, because there wasn't a market for him last year, and you can't make the case that it's gotten better. You'd be trading him about as low as you can go on the value ladder. What team's going to be interested in trading for Zac Gallen? He's an expiring contract. Teams that are going to be making moves right now are trying to improve their team. This current version of Zac Gallen wouldn't be an improvement to basically any rotation in baseball. You're going to be selling about as low as you can get. There just doesn't seem to be a fit here that makes sense. So trading him, I won't say it's impossible, but right now, if I had to rank these 1 through 5, I'm putting it number 5. Okay? The next thing up the list that I think is least likely to happen is a DFA. I don't think they're going to just cut him outright and eat the remaining dollars.
I would be shocked.
He's getting paid, what, 23 and some change? He's basically making the qualifying offer. We are not even at the halfway point of the season, right? 2/3 of that contract probably still on the books. So you're
Correct.
talking $15, $16 million that you're just going to have to eat, if not more. And that's rough math in my head. It may be wrong.
Yeah, I think that's correct, though.
It's a decent chunk of change. How
It
about
is.
that? We can say it that way. They're not going to eat that money.
No.
They didn't bring him back to then just get rid of him 10 starts into the season.
Makes no sense.
So that's number 4. Sending him to Reno is next up because you need him to approve that. He has to be okay with that. And I don't blame somebody at this stage of his career saying, you know what? I've been in this league long enough. I'm not going down there. I'm not going down to Reno. So that leaves us with the IL stint and moving him to the pen. I would put the IL stint next. You can point to the diminishing velocity last night. In general, something's always bothering baseball players. No one's ever 100%. So you can always use something as the justification for this. And it buys you 15 days. It buys you 3 turns through the rotation. It buys you probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
To work on some stuff on the side. To see if things can get better. And then you can put them back in the rotation.
I think it gets you 2 weeks. Because at what point, or if you find somebody, could you bump it up to, the 60 day?
And then there's the thing I think that is most likely, even though I don't think it's likely at all, and that is move him to the bullpen. And just do a 1-for-1 swap. Brendan Pfaadt, you're now in the rotation. Zac Gallen, you're now the long man. Now, I don't know if this fixes anything because Brendan Pfaadt wasn't good as a starter. Brendan Fott's stuff has looked better as a reliever, but it's not otherworldly. It's not night and day to the point where he's figured it out. He threw 3 scoreless. What was it? Yesterday, he threw 3 scoreless. That's his first scoreless outing as a reliever. Hasn't been perfect by any stretch, but you have somebody on the roster who has that experience that you can do the swap with. Because anything other than that, and I know, because it's already starting to bubble to the surface on social media, Mitch Bratt is pitching his tail off in Reno. He's got a sub-3 ERA. He has a sub-2.5 ERA in one of the most hitter-friendly environments in all of professional baseball.
And all you're going to do is continue to hear about it.
If you call him up, what do you do with Zac Gallen? Now, this is where if you put him on the injured list and you freed up a roster spot, you can do it. But if you want to keep Zac Gallen up at the big league level and you want to keep Brandon Pfaadt up, I don't know what you do other than just do that swap. Somebody's going to have to move. You're not going to put both of those guys, Gallen and Pfaadt, in the bullpen, move somebody else down to Reno, move up Mitch Bratt to be the 5th starter. That's way too complicated. You've now got 2 long men. What roles do you use them in? I think that's a recipe for disaster for Torey. And you've got a bullpen that's super overworked. So taking away a decent arm probably isn't the right move. And that's why I think the most likely outcome, and nobody's going to want to hear this today, and I don't even like saying it, is Zac Gallen's not going anywhere.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Zac Gallen is staying in this rotation for the time being. Because all of these other options are extremely messy and difficult. A trade, a DFA, and sending him to Reno, I think, are completely off the table. So you're looking at keep him in the rotation, move him to the pen, or there's an IL stint in his future because something's up. I don't know. His velocity was down last night. There could be something going on behind the scenes. Those are your options. And none of them are easy. None of them are ideal. None of them there's a clean answer for.
You don't have many options at all.
Let's talk about the decision that was made last week. Alec Thomas, DFA, Ryan Waldschmidt up. That was a clean decision. We've got
1 for 1.
We've got a struggling center fielder. We've got a guy in Reno who's our top prospect, who's very good and can play center field. We're going to just make that roster move. You move Zac Gallen to the pen, it's not that clean. It's not that easy. You're either going to jam your bullpen up with 2 guys that are multi-inning long men. You're either going to move a guy who struggled in the rotation previously this season back into the rotation. And at that point, honestly, who do you trust more to figure it out? Brandon Pfaadt or Zac Gallen? I would argue Zac Gallen. I think they're just going to leave him in the rotation. I think that is the easiest answer right now that doesn't further complicate things for this team.
Yeah, I think that's the only answer. Unless
there's something going on that forces an IL stint.
Which, to me, is the only other one.
Because that opens up a roster spot for you to do something creatively with it, like Mitch Bratt or somebody else.
Correct. And then when he comes back, depending on how well Mitch Bratt is pitching, now you have those other conversations.
And I'm seeing it on YouTube. Code says avoidance is not an answer. Michael saying, so you're willing to lose another game every 5 days. I hear you. Again, I'm not saying that I would do this. I'm just telling you what I think the most likely outcome is here, because I don't know if these other options, if it was me, does Brendan Pfaadt, he's got minor league options. I know he signed the extension. I don't know if he has options left. If he has options, what you may do here, let me look. No, he doesn't have options. He does. He has two options. I was looking in the rotation. Okay. This is what I would do. Chris Schubert, GM of the Arizona Diamondbacks in this moment. Brendan Pfaadt to Reno, where he can go work on being a starter. Zac Gallen, you're going to go be my long man. You're going to figure it out. Mitch, you're up. You're my 5th starter. That's what I would do today.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was in a position to make the decision today. From what I've seen over the last 3 starts, he can't start for me right now. But he's got to be on the big league roster because of the way my roster is made up. Brendan Pfaadt, I want him to be a starter long term. He's been okay, not great as a reliever. We're going to send you down to Reno. You're going to take Mitch Bratt's spot down there. You're going to take a turn every 5th day. You're going to be able to work on stuff in a low-leverage environment. Zac Gallen, you're my new long man. I'm basically only going to use you in 2 or 3 inning spurts when we're either up a lot or down a lot while you figure this out. Mitch Bratt, you're getting the call.
That's exactly how you handle it.
Now I'm not giving away a game every 5th day. And again, maybe it doesn't work.
And it might not.
It might not. But I think right now, I would rather see Mitch Bratt pitch for this team than Zac Gallen. Starting, I think I'd rather see that right now.
I think that's really fair. And I feel the same exact way. Because in all honesty.
And oh, by the way, you just saw last week what calling up a prospect can do for your team. You just saw it last weekend. That's the option that's in front of them. Those are the choices. Now, I'm telling you right now, I don't think they're doing that. I think Gallen's just going to stay in this rotation, and they're going to tell you that it's just 3 starts, and they're going to move on. Even me, Zac Gallen defender, can admit it's not just 3 starts. He was good at the start of the year. These last 3 starts have been the worst version of him. But I don't see the signs of it turning around anytime soon. That's the worry. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You also can chat away with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1 here of the lunch break. More time goes by, and I'm ready to make a proclamation about Carson Beck. I'll do it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTO'Sullivans.com for a location near you.
Meth and cocaine are dangerous drugs. They don't have to be mixed with fentanyl to be deadly. In Arizona, deaths involving stimulants like meth and cocaine are rising. Both are highly addictive, and there is no medication that can reverse an overdose. Instead of thinking, it can't happen to me or my loved ones, get informed, recognize the warning signs, understand the risks, and know that help is available. Learn more at thenewmeth.com. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition, Leaders of Arizona.
A night you don't want to miss. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. North America Tour 2026. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. August 27th. Avenged Sevenfold. Good Charlotte. An epic night of music. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Avenged Sevenfold and Good Charlotte, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? You know, Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
It was a story that producer Evan made sure that I was aware of in the morning meeting today. On ESPN.com, written by Josh Weinfuss, released this morning. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I've got a problem in the studio.
What happened?
My laptop is saying it's not charging, and everything's plugged in down here, and we're going to lose power, which means we're going to lose the stream. So just give me a second. Just hold on, everybody.
Well, the stream will still be able to hear you.
Hold on.
They'll just be watching me, hearing you.
Okay, we're good. We're back. My apologies.
Don't worry, everybody. We are back.
I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, it was like low battery, and I'm looking down, and everything's plugged in.
We are back.
Josh Weinfuss' story this morning on ESPN.com, because we don't have a lot of time. I need to get back into this. Arizona's Carson Beck has leg up on most rookie QBs. It's the title of the story. And it has a bunch of quotes in it from Mike LaFleur, and it's talking about Carson Beck and his time in rookie minicamp. And it has a focus on the cadence and the snap count, and it points out that Carson Beck has played in 2 NFL-style offenses, both at Georgia and Miami. And there's a bunch of quotes in here from LaFleur, and the more I read these quotes, right, I'm going to read to you from this story. Quote, using a verbal cadence was just one aspect of Beck's game in which he has more experience than other rookies, and that will speed up his learning curve, LaFleur said. This is now a direct quote from LaFleur. Quote, it's not like he hasn't had attached tight ends, LaFleur said. It's not like he hasn't been in 12 personnel. It's not like he hasn't been under center and done a play action fake or shoot, even take a snap from under center like a lot of guys haven't. So it's just, I would say, the comfortability of playing under center, playing in the gun, playing with different formations, motions, and stuff like that. It's not the end-all, be-all by any means, but definitely, if there was a tie, you'd say, yeah, I want the guy that's actually done some of that over the guy that hasn't, end quote.
And this is the same thing I talked about when they took Beck. And we talked about we didn't love the pick, but when you looked at Beck as a prospect, he said, this is a guy who's played a lot of football. Like in complete opposite of what Ty Simpson, the conversation is. Carson Beck's played a lot of football.
I'm still not a fan of the process. I'm still not a fan of making the pick. But you know what changes my mind on that? If Carson Beck is the week 1 starter. Because now I can justify why you took somebody with the 65th pick. Because he's going to play a lot of football and you're going to get a chance to evaluate him.
Exactly.
And don't these quotes read like a coach maybe trying to leave the door open a little bit? That's my interpretation. Because I'm here to tell you right now, my proclamation that I want to make, I want to be on record with this. Carson Beck should start week 1 for the Arizona Cardinals.
I will tell you that quote was for the first time where I have felt maybe he will start week 1.
I still think Jacoby Brissett is the starter week 1. I still think he has the leg up. But as I told you yesterday, Carson Beck's going to be there on Monday. We don't know if Jacoby Brissett will. And you've got stories like this, and you've got videos that came out from rookie minicamp, and when OTAs start, it's going to be the Carson Beck show. It's not going to be the Jacoby Brissett show if he doesn't show up. And it just feels like there is an opportunity here to, I think, get to the right place. And the right place is Carson Beck's our week 1 starter.
And that's the conversation we're going to be having.
I think it's the conversation we should be having.
I think you get halfway through camp, that's the conversation we're going to be having.
If Carson Beck, because
and we'll see how he looks in a preseason game. But if he looks good in a preseason game, that conversation here locally is going to explode.
We're not in the meeting rooms, right? We're not in when they're doing the install with Nathaniel Hackett. We're just seeing the limited stuff we see from camp and from practice, right? But if he gets into a preseason game and he looks good and he looks like he has an understanding of what they're trying to do, how is it not a serious conversation? It certainly should be. And right now, I'd lean towards starting him. Now, if he goes out there and he looks lost,
then that's a different conversation.
I don't think he's going to because he's played a lot of football.
But right now, it's certain it needs to be.
The door needs to be open, right?
Correct.
And
has to be.
And I think the door's being left open just a little bit by some of these quotes.
Just a crack.
Hour number 1 of the program in the books. We got hour number 2 right around the corner. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's the lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey, it's Audrey from the David Mahoney Morning Show. So much of what makes a family happy is what takes place in our homes. And some of that is creating a mess, whether it's picking up a kid from soccer practice, baseball practice, and all of that yuck being brought into your home carpets or onto your hardwood or tile. And Zero Res actually has something that can help. They can handle every single surface in your homes like carpets, tile, grout, hardwood, LVP, stone, upholstery, rugs, and even air ducts. I've recently used Zero Res and they do an amazing job. And I have pets, okay? And my pets might be dirtier than your kids. Actually, after further review, probably not. But this month, get Zero Resified starting at just $45 per room and get an air duct cleaning starting at just $4.99. You owe it to yourself and to your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res right now at 480-507-2419 or go online at ZeroResPhoenix.com and say you want the KDUS special. Spell it backwards or forwards. It all spells the same. Zero Res.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The Crue celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk diamond sourcing. Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As one of 3 diamond sourcing experts, I'm going to explain just how differently we source our diamonds and why that guarantees your engagement ring will be the most beautiful. For starters, there's no middleman. We source directly from trusted industry leaders we've partnered with for generations. We work with them in person and negotiate on our customers' behalf so they get the best prices possible. We also pay our partners in cash, and in return, they reserve the most beautiful diamonds just for us. I handpick and inspect each stone under 10 times magnification. Other jewelers use the Diamond Database to buy stones sight unseen with grainy pictures and videos. When you purchase a diamond engagement ring with Shane Company, you can trust that me and my team have personally handpicked your stone for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com to find yours. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the lunch break here. KDUS AM 1060. Stream it on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you can watch us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. It's hour number 2. We start hour number 2 with a little buy or sell, hottest takes in the Valley. Now, Code says our great show streak is in jeopardy.
That was when we almost lost you on a stream.
Well, we didn't go anywhere. So
but we were in jeopardy.
We should be okay.
We're back. We're okay, everybody. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, this is where you take over. I
had the wrong doc up, and I was went to go read it. I'm like, those are not my buy or sells. I'm seriously concerned about the offense for the rest of the year.
I mean, the sample size just keeps growing with every passing game, right?
Correct.
You know, with each game that goes by, it gets harder and harder for, Ketel Marte to turn it around and have a good season. It gets harder and harder for Geraldo Perdomo to turn it around and have a good season, where we get to September and you look at the final stats and you're like, man, that was a good year. The more games that pass by, the harder that becomes.
There is still a 20% chance Carson Beck could start week 1.
What did you say to me?
There is still a 20% chance Carson Beck could start week 1.
think it's under 20 right now.
Over 10? Under 10.
I think it's like a 5% chance right now.
Okay. The Suns will win less games next year than they did this year.
Utah will be a little bit better. Dallas should be healthier. What are the Lakers going to be? What is Houston going to be? 45 this year. Do we see much improvement? Although the Suns could also just be healthier next year. Year 2 for Jordan Ott. The development of some young players. I'll take the over.
You think they will win more games?
I think they will win more games, yes.
Okay, so you're selling.
I thought you said
Suns will win less games next year.
Yeah, they'll win more games.
Gotcha. The D-backs should consider moving Zac Gallen to the bullpen.
I mean, we just talked about it a couple segments ago. You just right now, with what you've seen over the last 3 starts, and in general, what you've seen big picture-wise over the last couple of seasons, I just don't know if you can continue to run him out there. Maybe I'd feel differently if the offense was top 10 in baseball and you'd feel like the offense can back them up and they're scoring a decent amount of runs, but it's a double-edged sword. Zac Gallen's given up 17 earned runs in his last 3 starts. And you have an offense that is nowhere close to being able to produce that.
Yeah. Jordan Lawler will be back by the start of June.
Start of June? In June, probably.
You think it'll be in June?
Yeah.
Beginning of June? End of June?
Middle to end of June.
Middle to end. Does that move Lourdes to the DH spot?
Probably. We talked about it yesterday, what the outfield configuration might look like when everybody's healthy.
The D-backs will add at least 2 players at the trade deadline. Wow.
I'm having a tough time figuring out where the upgrades are going to come from. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on this hour. I'm having a tough time seeing where they would be aggressive in pursuing an upgrade. Now, maybe it's different in regards to the pitching. Like they might be interested in adding a starter. They might be interested in adding a bullpen arm or 2. But they're just going to trot out Corbin Burns is coming back.
Correct.
AJ Puck's coming back. So they're going to want to see those guys pitch first before they make a decision.
100%. But do you think they could add a position player?
Okay. This is what we're going to talk about at 12:30. Where? Where are they adding a position player? And before you just start shouting positions at me, actually think about it. Think about the makeup of the roster. Think about what they did in the offseason. Think about who is playing out there right now and tell me where the quick, easy upgrade that makes sense exists.
I don't know if there's a single quick and easy upgrade other than maybe DH, but I know you have a backlog there. If you could really get an upgraded bat to play DH, I wouldn't hate it, but I mean, I think you would have to be a huge upgrade.
Yeah. It would have to be a huge upgrade that I don't think exists.
I think it does exist. Whether it's in their market, I don't know. We'll see where they are at the deadline.
We'll see where they are at the deadline.
Because that's going to be the deciding factor. How in it are they actually by the time it comes up? And if they are really in the conversation to make the playoffs, then I think they're going to go for it. And maybe add some. Because I know what everybody thinks about the payroll. I get it. But if they don't make the playoffs, they're going to be in trouble. Like you've now spent money the last 2 years. You have to make the playoffs. So if it's going to cost you a little bit extra to sell tickets for playoff games, you need to push for it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. There's so many questions that they need to answer with guys coming back from injury. There's the existing things with their roster right now that I just don't see a clear, obvious place that they can upgrade without swinging big for the fences. And I just don't know if they're in a position to do that right now. I mean, they're 20-21.
Wait, if I asked you 41 games in the season, they're 20-21, would you take that?
I would, but I don't think I would say that team needs to go out and aggressively do something at the deadline.
That's fair. Josh Sweat will have another double-digit sack season.
I mean, he was able to do it last year without a ton of help, and I think he's going to get at least a little bit more help from guys like Darius Robinson and Walter Nolan and the guys that are in that room. And even if it's just a little bit of help, I think he'll be able to do it again, but teams are going to key in on him.
Sir, Devin Booker is a top 15 player in the NBA.
No.
The Ringer, and the reason I brought this up, so the Ringer did a story where they ranked him. And I will tell you exactly where he is. Give me 2 seconds to scroll down. Sorry.
Did they have him inside the top 15?
Yes. Yes, they did. Or maybe right outside. Top 100 players at the end of season's ranks. He is 15th exactly.
Yeah, no. I mean, I can just do this.
A prototype shooting guard leading a new team through the desert.
Let's just do it right now. This is not in any particular order. Luka.
Correct.
Wemby.
Correct.
Jokic.
I mean, that one's up for a debate, but yeah.
Jokic,
yes.
Anthony Edwards.
Yes. I mean, how about the best player in there?
SGA.
There you go.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
I'm just going through all the teams, making sure I'm not missing anybody. Jason Tatum.
Do you want me to read you this list? Other guys that you haven't named.
I want to do this on my own. This on my own. Trying to just go through KD, Giannis.
Correct.
Are there obvious players that I'm missing right now?
Yes. How about the other Celtic?
Brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, he's never on the court, but he is awesome when he is in Los Angeles. Not a Laker, but a
Clipper?
Yes.
Well, James Harden's not there anymore. Paul George isn't there anymore.
Kawhi is.
Oh, Kawhi. Yes, Kawhi.
And anybody in Detroit you thought of?
Cade Cunningham?
Yep. Donovan Mitchell.
Mitchell's a consideration.
Steph's
not a bad one.
Anybody in Philadelphia, not the center?
I mean, you can go Embiid if you wanted to.
I actually think it's Maxey.
You can go Maxey as well.
Jamal Murray.
Murray's not bad.
Chet Holmgren's in that conversation.
Let me just look at all the teams. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anybody obvious, but I mean, I didn't put LeBron James on there, but LeBron's great.
Yes, and I think he added to his case recently here.
Oh, Cooper.
You think already?
Right now, I would take him over. Yes, absolutely.
Just one game tomorrow.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot more guys than they had on this list. Do you want me to give you this list?
Sure.
I'll give it to you in order.
Okay.
1, SGA, 2, Jokic, 3, Wemby. 4, Luka, 5, Kawhi, 6, Ant Edwards, 7, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 8, Cade Cunningham, 9, Donovan Mitchell, 10, Jaylen Brown, 11, Stephen Curry, 12, Jalen Brunson, 13, KD, 14, Maxey, 15, Devin Booker. Above the guys then finishing out the top 20, Jamal Murray at 16, Jalen Johnson at 17, Chet at 18, Scotty Barnes at 19, and James Harden at 20. LeBron fell right outside at 21.
Booker's not in the top 15. Not for me. And I've got
And
1,
you-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 names without really thinking about it.
You have completely flipped the switch.
Me?
Yes.
In what way?
In the way that I feel like coming into the year, you were a Booker as a top 15 player.
Yeah, I don't feel that way anymore.
The 2 remaining series in the NBA will both go to 7 games.
San Antonio feels like they're just going to end things.
I didn't get that from that last night at all.
I think they're just going to end it.
I feel like it was the same thing that happened in game 2, which is interesting.
And you think Cleveland, Detroit goes 7?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Which I think could create an interesting problem for the Knicks. Like, you've been playing such good basketball, now you're going to get a week plus off.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Could be.
That's all I got for you.
There you have it. Another edition of Buy or Sell here in the books. We've got a dueling draft when we come back. We are drafting the most challenging games for the Cardinals on their schedule, and we will do it next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
ASU Baseball enters its final regular season series over on KAZG 1440. Join the Sun Devils this Thursday afternoon as they take on Houston. Head coach Lee Bloomquist is more than ready to have his final series of the regular season start with a win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Houston this Thursday afternoon. A pregame starting at 4:15 p.m. and first pitch at 4:30 over on KAZG 1440.
It's John Holberg here from the Morning Sickness, shilling away for Lifted Trucks. I have not shut up about my Ford Bronco, and there's a reason. It's not just a Bronco. It's a one-of-a-kind Bronco built at Lifted Trucks, and I'm not exaggerating. People walk up to me, total strangers, parking lots, gas stations, lights, breweries. Hey, man, coolest Bronco I've ever seen, they say. And that does not happen with a stock car. That's what Lifted Trucks does. They don't just sell vehicles, they build them. Custom lifts, wheels, paint, interiors, stuff you're not going to see driving around next to you at every stoplight. And it's not just me. My dad saw mine and said, yeah, I'm going to get one of those. And now he's got his own Bronco from Lifted Trucks, custom paint, custom interior. It's lifted up, the whole thing. It's beautiful, and it's one of a kind. And it's not just Broncos either. I was there the other day, saw a Ford King Ranch, perfectly matched custom paint, absolutely beautiful. That truck looked like it was already sitting in its forever garage. Here's the best part. They'll ship it anywhere. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can get something built just for you. And if you want something that actually stands out, there's one place to go. LiftedTrucks.com. Work hard, play hard, drive harder.
Weezer, The Gathering, live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests, The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. With Game 5 tonight, the Pistons may be facing a problem that goes beyond this series. During the regular season, Jalen Duren looked like a foundational piece. He became a near-automatic 2010 guy. He was an all-star, helping Detroit secure the Eastern Conference's top seed. For a young team with championship aspirations, that kind of production suggested Duren was trending towards a massive payday. The playoffs have created a very different conversation. In 11 postseason games, he's scored more than 12 points just once, finishing with 15 in that lone outing. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen deserve credit. Cleveland's front court is among the league's toughest defensively. This is when stars are expected to prove their value. Regular season numbers can build a reputation. Postseason consistency can determine your price. Detroit does not need Duren to dominate every night, but it does need more than this. If he's going to earn max money, good in the regular season isn't good enough. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. A personal question. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It's a whole lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever toilet paper leaves behind. You can make the trade of the season, switch from toilet paper, and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUSAM 1060. Chris Schubert hanging out with you here today on the show. Producer Evan on the other side of the glass. It is a Wednesday, which means we do a dueling draft, and with the NFL schedule getting released tomorrow, we figured we would draft the hardest games on the Cardinals schedule. Who has the first overall pick?
I'm looking at our draft.
Oh, it's you, because I took Darth Vader.
Looking at our draft sheet, yes, it would be me because you took Darth Vader / Anakin. By the way, speaking of Star Wars,
okay.
How about, did you see who did the commencement speech at the big ASU grad?
That would be Han Solo himself.
Yes, Harrison Ford. I mean, what a cool one. I don't even know who mine was. Certainly wasn't Han and Indiana Jones. Anyway, I am drafting the Cardinals' hardest games this year, correct? So meaning the game I take is the hardest?
The game that you think is going to be the most challenging for the Cardinals to win.
Okay.
Now, hold on.
We've no rules here?
What technicality are you trying to do?
Nothing. I want to take away at Seattle.
Yeah, no, at Seattle is yes, you have to pick a team. You can't just say, oh, the first game of the season. You have to pick an opponent.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to take at Seattle.
I'm up for 2.
Correct.
Give me. So you said you took at Seattle. I get 2. Give me at Kansas City.
I I knew that was going to be yours.
And then am I taking another road game? Or am I taking one of the challenging home games that they have? No, give me at the Rams.
I think that's the right pick.
Yeah. By the way, there's not a lot of great games on this schedule.
Yeah, no, you can draft really any game. Okay. I think I may start with some of those difficult home games here. Give me Philadelphia Eagles at home.
Versus Philadelphia.
And then I just think that pass rush is going to be really good. And, now that they've added Grenard, and I could propose a problem for a young offensive mind. And then test for the defense. I think Detroit could drop 50 on them. So I think Detroit's going to be better. Give me home against the Lions.
It was one of the other ones I was considering, was that home game against Detroit. Looking at the rest of the road schedule left, there's still at San Francisco, there's at the Chargers, there's at the Giants, there's at the Cowboys, there's at the Saints. All of those are still on the schedule. That team may be tough to play. Give me home against Seattle. I don't think you can do this list and pick 10 of the hardest games on the schedule and not pick both Seattle games when they're the defending Super Bowl champions.
Correct. I was going to take it.
And I couldn't let you have both Seattle games because that would feel like an auto loss for me. Give me home against Denver.
Yeah, Code just put that one in the chat.
I don't even have the chat open because I've got the schedule.
Here's my
Full
problem
screen.
with them, and I think they're being drafted in the correct spot. But Code says Denver defense, fellas. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you.
I don't know who's playing quarterback for them.
I think Bo Nix is going to be.
Like, I know it's Bo Nix, but the coach did insult him pretty much at the end of the year.
He did.
It's falling apart. I mean, two teams that I think are going to stink this year. One in Denver, one in New England. They played for an AFC title last year. All right, I'm back up. I got two. Give me on the road in San Fran at San Francisco. And then I'm going back and forth on my last pick, but I think it's at the Chargers.
You're taking that one? I wrote it down for you already. Is that a yes?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So fine. Yeah, I'll let you pick. Sorry.
No, that's okay. These are the games that are still left on the board. Home against the Rams. Home against San Francisco. Home against Washington. Home against the Raiders. At the Cowboys. At the Giants. Home against the Jets. At the Saints. It just has to be a division game, right?
I think so.
And so I'm debating between...
They're playing the toughest division in football.
I'm debating between home against the 49ers or home against the Rams. You got a rookie head coach. Give me home against the Rams. I'll take both Rams games.
Man, so you have both Rams games.
I do. I wanted to take San Francisco, but I actually think that's the one team they could beat at home.
Just because of talent level.
Right.
And so the coach is unbelievable.
And because I think that they can win that game, how can I say it's one of the 10 hardest, When there's definitely games on there that I don't think they have a chance.
Like, they don't have a chance at Seattle.
I don't think they have a chance at Kansas City.
No.
against a healthy Mahomes. I mean, I just don't think they.
So, and I think that's fair. I don't think they have a chance at the Rams. I think they could technically win the home game against the Rams. Also, just health of Stafford, right? I don't think they'll beat Philadelphia. I don't think they'll beat Detroit. I don't think they'll beat Seattle either time. At San Fran, like I have a hard time seeing them go and win there. I think they could beat the Chargers, but I think it'd be a miracle.
I like the list.
And the other games that we didn't pick, so you have 7 other games there. Like Dallas, they could win. You could win at New York. I really don't know what they're going to be, the Giants. You have the home against the Jets. You certainly could win. Home against the Raiders. Who knows what that team looks like. The Commanders, like if they're last year's Commanders, you could win. The New Orleans Saints, like the book's still out on Tyler Shuck. There are games that are winnable that we didn't draft. So I do think we have the 10 hardest games. However you want to order them, that's up to you. I think we've drafted the 10 hardest.
Yeah, I would agree. So just to recap, I've got at Kansas City, at the Rams, home against Seattle, home against Denver, home against the Rams.
And for me, I started with at Seattle versus Philadelphia at home and versus Detroit at home, at San Francisco, and playing the Chargers on the road. That'll be my top 5 hardest games for the Cardinals.
Tomorrow we'll know the order. And that's going to help kind of determine who won this as well when these games get played.
I also think it will just determine, like, if you're at San Francisco and then, at the Chargers or at San Fran and then home against the Eagles, it's hard seeing you split one of those.
Yeah.
So it all depends on where they fall on your schedule too.
There you have it, a dueling draft here on a Wednesday. When we come back, where can the Diamondbacks upgrade their offense? We'll try to answer that next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Does LeBron want to play another year, 2 years? How important is maybe going someplace to win another title? Going back to Cleveland, you bookend your career. The money aspect of it. The Lakers with Austin Reeves. It's Luka's team. How do you surround him? What do you surround him with? I thought LeBron did a pretty admirable job. In the playoffs, I thought he played pretty well. Now, there are times when he looks like he's 41, which is understandable. But he's not my lead dog.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KTUS AM 1060.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle crash, you're probably asking, who do I trust? There's only one firm to call, the attorneys at Sweet James. Here's what makes them different. Many of the Sweet James attorneys used to represent insurance companies, so they know how they work and what comes next. Sweet James steps in, takes over, helps you get the right doctors, and handles your case so you can focus on healing. They fight to get you the most money possible and help you get back on the road. They've recovered over $2 billion for injured accident victims, and you pay nothing unless they win. Call for a free case review, 800-9-million, 800-900-0000, and sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. Saturday, August 15th. Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
Hey there, campers. It's Jan from Toyota. Time to pack your bags and buckle your seatbelts because this summer we're headed to Camp Toyota. And the fun starts now. We're kicking things off by kicking up mud. Jump in, campers. We're going off-roading in a powerful new 4Runner. Next, we're taking a RAV4 to go fly fishing. Then we're heading to the hot springs in a spacious Sequoia.
Jan, what is that smell?
Sulfur stinks. Now we're hitting the hiking trails in a rugged Grand Highlander. And finally, park your Tundras and Tacomas around the campfire because we're roasting marshmallows. Don't worry if you burn a few, folks. I brought a truckload. Your summer starts here.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places.
RVers, this is the event you've been waiting for. Little Dealer, Little Prices is making history. 50 plus locations nationwide are opening their doors for our biggest grand opening event ever. May 14th through the 17th only. Spin to win up to $5,000 in discounts and accessories, free inspections, 20% off repairs, family fun, and a free RV giveaway May 16th at 1 p.m. Deals this good will not come twice. Visit Little Dealer, Little Prices for more locations, more RVs, more ways to save. Terms and conditions may apply. See dealer for details.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
It was only 4 runs last night for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And you look at the lineup from yesterday's game, and you see Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll and Geraldo Perdomo and Nolan Arenado and Ildemaro Vargas and Lourdes Gurriel, Jose Fernandez was in there as the DH because there was a lefty and Mackenzie Gore on the mound, Gabby behind the plate, Ryan Waldschmidt in center. It's about as good as you can do it if you're Torey Lovello in the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yet it still feels like an offense that is nowhere close to where they could be and where ultimately they need to be if they are going to compete for a wild card spot in the summertime. And so, where can they get better? How can they improve their offense? And I will tell you that when you sit down and actually think about it, when you do the exercise of looking at where this team could get better, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's really difficult. It's really hard to find where they can make an upgrade. I don't mean that in the statistical sense. There are players out there that are performing better at positions where the Diamondbacks could use a boost. But let me ask it to you this way. Are you really going to replace Ketel Marte's 208 batting average? You can go out there right now and trade for a second baseman that is performing better than Ketel Marte. I could go onto Baseball Reference. I could go onto StatCast. I could go onto Fangraphs.
Number 3rd. I'm a huge nerd.
I can go to all those places. And I can find you a second baseman that is putting up better numbers than Ketel Marte and who would be an upgrade. You and I both know they're not replacing Ketel Marte. Could I go out there right now and find a shortstop that is hitting better than Geraldo Perdomo's 223? You betcha I could go out there and find a shortstop that is hitting better than 223. Could I find a left fielder hitting better than the 194 that Lourdes Gurriel is hitting? Yes. The 203 for Gabby Moreno? Yes. I can find upgrades. There are players out there hitting better than the guys that the Diamondbacks are rolling out there every day. But you're not replacing Ketel Marte. You're not replacing Geraldo Perdomo. Are you getting an upgrade at third base? Nolan Arenado has actually been one of your better hitters. You brought him here for his defense. He's been pretty good. Ryan Waldschmidt, young prospect. You're not going to trade for an outfielder that's going to stop his ability to continue to play every day. By the way, he's in the lineup again today. So they are just playing him right now because he's playing well. There's an off day built into the schedule tomorrow. So they're just letting it ride, rolling the dice. Good. We thought that this may be the one day that they give him off. They're not. I think that's the right thing to do. It is easy to say the Diamondbacks need to get better offensively. It is easy to say they should go out there and make a trade. It gets harder when I ask the question, where do they make the upgrade? You want a different first baseman? What are you going to do with Ildemaro Vargas? What are you going to do with Carlos Santana? What are you going to do with Pavin Smith? What are you going to do with Jose Fernandez? What are you going to do with Tyler Locklear when he comes back? What are you going to do with that logjam at first base? You trade for a second baseman? What are you doing with Ketel Marte? You trade for a third baseman? What's happening to Nolan? Now, you've got the DH spot, so you can just go out there and get any bat and plug them into the DH spot. But you got Lourdes Gurriel, who you're not going to want to play out there every day. You've got Adrian Del Castillo, who's a positionless player right now, doesn't really have a home. Ildemaro Vargas probably is going to get some time at the DH spot. It's not as easy as saying go out there and trade for this player. There are massive ramifications up and down the lineup and up and down the roster that happen when you bring somebody else in. There are just some positions that are off limits. There are just some positions where the Diamondbacks are not going to make a trade. They're not trading for a second baseman. They're not trading for a shortstop. They're not trading for a third baseman. Right field, off the table. I think both outfield spots, off the table. We're talking catcher, and we're maybe talking first base. That's it. That's where your upgrades can come from. And if I ask you honestly, do you think the Diamondbacks want to bring in another catcher and take away playing time from Gabby Moreno? Do you think that first base is really an area of need for the Diamondbacks when they've got all of these other players? Jose Fernandez is still hitting over 270. You can just play him at first base if you want. You want more offense? You can just play him every day. That's why when Evan asked me in buy or sell today that they're going to make at least 2 moves to the deadline, I don't know where the offensive upgrade comes from. Sure, maybe they add a bench bat, but a significant starter? Tell me where it's coming from.
It almost makes no sense.
Tell me the position.
Like, what's the answer to get better offensively? It's honestly just play better. And I know that sounds so ridiculous to say, but where does it make sense? Like, you're going to sit down Ketel Marte, you're going to sit down Geraldo Perdomo. I need as many at-bats as I can get for Waldschmidt. Lourdes Gurriel isn't the issue.
I mean, Gurriel's hitting under 200, but he's coming back from a knee injury, and I think you're going to want to give him time.
Yeah, and let's be honest, that spot's probably Lawler's anyway.
Right. You're going to get Lawler back here in the next couple of weeks, probably the middle of June.
So where really am I making this addition? I don't know. I don't know.
Can you go out and get another starter? Absolutely. Can you go out and get bullpen reinforcements? Yes. And you
Absolutely.
You probably should. Every team that's trying to compete down the stretch should add an arm to their bullpen. That makes way more sense. I can see the path to that. I can't see a path to this offense improving other than the guys that are on the roster that are supposed to be your good hitters just have to play better. Ketel Marte has to hit better than 208.
They just have to be better.
Geraldo Perdomo just has to hit better than 223. And if those two things happen, you probably have a much better offense. An offense that is way more respected. An offense that actually produces runs.
And it sounds stupid, or I'm trying to find the right word to just say, like, hit better. But that's the end of the like, that's all you have to do. There's nothing else for this team to do. Where are they actually going to add somebody? And I'm sorry, you add an outfielder. I need Lawler playing every day. I need Waldschmidt playing every day. You're going to replace Corbin Carroll?
If they walked into the season with a major hole at one of their positions, and we were talking about this offense, and I think you would make the case they did out in center field.
They filled it.
They made the change.
And if they said, Waldschmidt, we're not going to make that change this year, okay. Go out and add somebody.
Go out and trade for a center fielder. But you did. You made the move. If this was a case where they were ravished by injuries, Perdomo was down for the year. Marte was down for the year. I can trade for a shortstop for the remainder of the season. I can trade for a second baseman for the remainder of the season. Those guys are healthy. They're just underperforming. They just have to play to the back of their baseball card. That's it.
There's really nothing else to say.
That's the answer. There is no outside trade that they can make that isn't going to further complicate things. Because I heard somebody yesterday talk about them looking in the first base department, and I don't understand that for a second.
Doesn't make sense.
They've got a plethora of options at first base. They've got 2 more that are coming back from injury.
You're going to have a logjam. Like, that's not the 1-for-1 move that Alec Thomas for Waldschmidt was, right? That is okay, so what do you do with Carlos Santana? Are you going to DFA him? Are you going to send Jose Fernandez down? Or am I going to play Ildemaro Vargas? Locklear staying down in AAA all the year?
That's fine, but adding another first baseman to that.
The answer to adding another first baseman would be you DFA Santana, you play Vargas at DH all year, and then you have Locklear, and you send Fernandez back down.
Oh, you just play Fernandez at first base.
They have a first baseman. His name is Ildemaro Vargas.
Yeah,
You just play Fernandez too.
But he could DH. I mean, you can rotate through that position. I don't think there's an outside upgrade that they can make that's a clean addition to this team.
No.
Not right now.
Other than in the rotation.
That's different. Pitching is a totally separate conversation. Offensively, which has been a huge problem for them this year.
There's not a conversation we can have where I think it's just 1-for-1.
They've just got to play better. The guys on the team that are healthy just have to play better. It's that simple.
It sounds so stupid, but it's really just the case. Like, they just have to be better.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us to KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. We've got one more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show. We call them the leftovers. We get to them next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? You know, Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
We watch these lawyers get on TV and say they're going to treat their clients like family. When we know they put secret mandatory quotas on their lawyers, that means your own lawyer pressures you into a premature, terrible result. Hi, I'm Mark Breyer.
And I'm Alexis Breyer. We're the husband and wife law team. We don't set settlement quotas. We measure success by achieving each client's best outcome and by each client's happiness.
Do your research after a serious injury. Call the husband and wife law team first.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band.
You know your man is working hard.
Saturday, August 22nd, 8 p.m. The Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
ASU Baseball enters its final regular season series over on KAZG 1440. Join the Sun Devils this Thursday afternoon as they take on Houston. Head coach Lee Bloomquist is more than ready to have his final series of the regular season start with a win. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Houston this Thursday afternoon. A pregame starting at 4:15 p.m. and first pitch at 4:30 over on KAZG at 1440.
We're wrapping up today's edition of the Lunch Break here on KDUSAM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show. We call them the leftovers, and producer Evan has them for us.
So some of the NFL games are starting to leak. We have all the international games.
All right. Hit me with them.
You want to go through the international games?
Yeah, hit me with them.
All right. We will start with the first game, which is in Brazil. And by the way, why do they keep starting here in Brazil? Not Brazil this year. This year it's in Melbourne.
Yeah, we've got, isn't it 49ers Rams?
49ers Rams in Melbourne. And then we do have the Brazil game. Sorry, it's technically the second game. Baltimore versus Dallas in Brazil. That will be in Rio, which is different from where they've been doing it. I can't remember exactly where they've been doing it, but this Baltimore Ravens versus Dallas Cowboys, that'll be week 3 in Rio. In week 4, they tied for you the other day. It was huge. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It'll be hosting the Colts and the Commanders.
Hopefully that's a non-Premier League facility when they play that game.
1 week later, the non-Premier League facility, hopefully.
Listen, it's not there yet, but as a West Ham fan, we need some help, and hopefully Spurs is getting sent out.
We'll be hosting Eagles at Jags.
You've seen firsthand my stress over the last couple of weeks.
Yes, I have. It's been crazy.
I am red hot about some officiating over the weekend. Red hot.
By the way, for somebody who even doesn't watch soccer, it was crazy. It was a crazy call.
Then yesterday, because the Premier
No
League...
way. More?
The Premier League, they do this feature where they have the head of the Referees Association and former soccer star Michael Owen. They play you and they break down the conversations between the referees, the VAR, and everybody involved in the decision. It made it worse. I was throwing things yesterday. And then my best friend's an Arsenal fan. So then I was going at it with him yesterday. I was not happy. Still not.
Eagles at Jags will be week 5. That'll be also in London. The Jags still in London in week 6. They will host the Houston Texans. That'll be at Wembley. Then moving from London to Paris in week 7, the Steelers take on the New Orleans Saints in Stade de France. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's in Paris. Number 3rd. Schmammered.
Was...
Then the Bengals will play the Falcons in Madrid.
Do me a favor. Make it part of your post-show duties. Cut you saying that, so when we get to the look-ahead that week, you've got that ready to go. I know that's a little pre-production, but
that's very pre.
You're going to want to have that when we get to that NFL look-ahead.
In week 10, Patriots at Lions. That'll be in Munich. Little Munich, Germany game there. Week 11, the Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. They will play in Mexico City. That's going to be tough because altitude.
It's true.
Out there is going to be tough. And that is all of them. We finish in week 11. Feels later than ever this year.
Well, we have as many as ever international games.
Yes, correct. We are getting some of the holiday games. I don't know if you saw this. We have a Thanksgiving Eve game now.
No, you're right.
So I can look exactly who that is because I did just blank as I went to.
Well, they've also it's Packers-Rams.
Packers-Rams on Thanksgiving Eve, which is great.
We've also got some of the Monday night games, don't we?
We do. Yeah, I'm going to give you the
Sorry.
Thanksgiving games first, which I know it's Eagles at Cowboys is the middle game. I guess the Lions don't have their opponent yet, and neither does. But we have Eagles Cowboys confirmed. That will be the 4:30 game, obviously. And then you said the Monday night games.
I think those are out. Maybe I misread the tweet. I read it very quickly this morning.
Monday Night Football. Nope, that's from last year.
I mean, I could be wrong. This could be on me.
Yeah, I don't think they're out yet.
But I saw something.
You know what? I'm going to search the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fake information over there.
Tons of fake information. And listen, I'm not going to say I've never fell for it.
No, in fact, you've fallen for it quite a bit.
Quite a bit once.
Quite a bit once is not, I don't think, accurate. But
September 14th, first game of the year, Monday Night Football in 2026.
You know what I saw?
Broncos at Chiefs.
You know what I saw that made me think? Adam Schefter tweeted out some of the games, and I saw Broncos at Chiefs Monday Night Football week 1. And so I thought the whole tweet was some of the early Monday Night Football games.
By the way, the Wednesday game before Thanksgiving is on Netflix.
I mean, I'm not going to remember that. You're going to have to remind me and everybody else.
My gosh. Look at that, by the way.
Yeah.
Making picks. Now we're going to have to do it on Wednesday.
If you're going to take that game. Speaking of picks, there's a major this week. You should have led with that.
Oh, my gosh.
We almost got through the leftovers without you making picks for the PGA Championship.
I almost
You're the
forgot.
one that reminded me this morning that there was a major.
Now
I have to remind
you, and then you had to remind me. Okay, let me pull up my odds. Everybody. I am so sorry.
I mean, I don't really do anything when we do the golf segment.
I
So
have people in mind, so don't worry. I'm not ill prepared. I just wasn't ready. Okay, names I am taking to do well here at the PGA Championship. Shout out Aronimic. Shout out, of course, I have been to. We're going to get right into it. I have been there. My mom, she let me skip school on a Monday. Not something that happened often, but let me go because there was a playoff at Aronimic on a Monday post the rain out. Who did it host? Justin Rose. Justin Rose played well at Aronimic in the past. Give me him. Top 5 finisher, plus 740. Next one. Another top 5 finisher. Xander Schauffele. He's been playing some good golf recently. A guy I like. I think you can get a top 5 finish out of him. As far as top 10s, you know who's been playing some really good golf recently?
Rory McIlroy?
Well, yeah, everybody knows that. Jordan Spieth has been playing some pretty good golf for him recently. You don't think so?
I mean, I'm not picking him to win a major.
No, not. Top 10 finisher, plus 405. And finally, my winner pick with a bounce back performance, Bryson. No, I'm just kidding. He's committed to YouTube golf now. He does not do well in the majors anymore. And everybody knows you cannot take a live guy, which is why I'm going to take a live guy. Give me Brooks Koepka to win the tournament.
You can't take a live guy, going to take a live guy, and then doesn't take Bryson.
Give me Brooks Koepka at plus 3,700. So to recap, Koepka to win, Rose is a top 5 finisher, Schauffele is a top 5 finisher, and as a top 10 finisher, Jordan Spieth. 4 picks, all of which at crazy plus odds. You're welcome, everybody.
I mean, imagine we almost didn't get to that. Because look, we're basically up against it. You were going to keep talking about the schedule. We've got all show tomorrow to do that. We don't have all show tomorrow for you to make picks because by the time we get in here,
weekend winner, Brooks Koepka.
Whoa, that's Friday. That's the Friday show thing. Don't put the cart in front of the horse. It's going to do it for us here today on the Wednesday edition of the show. Jim Rome, he is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.